Good morning, Greg. How are you today?
Hey, Lisa, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me this morning. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to hear what you have to say. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Lisa Wayman with Corner Escrow, and this morning my friend Greg Preite with Online Profit Strategy has joined me today. He is the owner operator and specializes in digital marketing, and he has done this for 12 years, right, Greg?
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
2008 we started.
So he's an expert. And obviously, because of the times right now, everything has changed. The way we're doing business has changed, the way we're advertising, the way we're marketing. And so I thought, what better to have Greg on to kind of talk about those changes and how you can kind of morph into this temporary normal and still be successful in business. So, Greg, any pointers for our friends out there
Yeah,
who have
crazy,
just
crazy, crazy
lost
time right
everything?
now.
Yes,
I think what it really boils down to for businesses is they have to adapt the way that they communicate with their audience.
for sure.
And that audience could be their clients, that audience could be prospects, that audience could be their referral partners or, people that they network with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that a lot of the methods that need to be employed now for communication, like this Zoom meeting that we're doing, these are things that have existed for a while. So we're not talking about trying to all of a sudden learn things that have never before existed. I think what we're
Sure.
more talking about is now things that businesses probably should have implemented into their strategies maybe a year or 2 or 3 ago. Now you're kind of being forced to do it
Right.
because
Yeah.
especially a lot of smaller businesses. And when I say small business, I mean any business that's under like 10 employees.
Sure.
Usually, when you talk to those folks and you say, "Well, how do you get your business?" Word of mouth is a big deal.
Yeah.
Referrals is a big
Referrals.
deal.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the Temecula Murrieta communities, in-person networking groups are a big deal. There's a lot
Huge.
of BNI groups, Chamber of Commerce mixers,
Yes.
things like that, where people are face to face, belly to belly with a lot of other business owners. And that is
Yeah.
a very big source of revenue
Dependent
and
on
source
that.
of
Yeah.
absolutely, lead generation. So now you get a lot of these folks that are all of a sudden can't participate in those activities. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do we do? So, we
Yeah.
kind of have to go back to a lot of the things I've been preaching for years now, which is,
Yeah.
hey, you've got to have a strong internet presence. You've got to have a
Yeah.
good website. You've got to be able to communicate using tools like email and using tools like social media and video. And these are not terms that people have not heard before. It's just that a
Sure.
lot of times you haven't taken the time or effort to
Mm-hmm.
really, implement them.
Yeah.
And one reason to implement them now, obviously, is because you need to survive and thrive going forward. And we don't
Yeah.
really know how long this is going to last. But
Yeah.
the one point I'm trying to really stress with business owners right now is that if you are to adapt and start using some of these technologies that are available to you, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to capture some additional market share right now,
Yeah. For
because
sure.
there's a ton of people that are just not going to adapt, a ton.
Yeah.
So if you can be one that does, you can use this crazy isolation stuff that we're going through to your
Mm-hmm.
advantage. And it's actually, something that you can thrive and grow your business so that when it's over, you're farther ahead of your competitors and farther ahead of where you were, when it all started. It's just a
Yeah.
matter
And
of
it's something you can
making a
keep
decision.
using. It's not like you can only use it now and it's irrelevant after this. This
Yeah.
is something that you can continue to use in your business. So,
Right.
yeah.
We were talking earlier and I mentioned to you how there's, so many different ways that people could market their business. And that in-person belly to belly way is one great way to do it. But I think
Yeah.
what the current conditions have proven to us is that even that, a month and a half ago, we never would have thought that would go away, but it
Yeah.
can go away. So
Crazy.
implementing a holistic approach to your
Yeah.
marketing. You've got to have some online marketing. You've got to have some social media marketing. You've got to have a decent website. You've got to network with people, whether it's via, meetings like this or in-person meetings when we're allowed to do them again.
Yeah.
Having that comprehensive approach protects you from problems like, you know, what we're seeing now.
Yeah. So as far as what that means, so we know
Sure.
marketing, social media, we need to be present doing videos. What is a couple tips that you can give people to kind of tiptoe into this territory?
Right.
And like, so obviously a video like this, we know we're doing business from Zoom, but are there tips and tricks that you can kind of offer for people to kind of get their feet wet in this and feel more comfortable, and then eventually get into a more serious, online presence?
Sure. Yeah. So two things that everybody out there can do. One is make sure you've got a good email campaign going on.
Yes.
Your clients need to know, and even your prospects and your referral partners, they need to know you're still in business, right?
Yeah,
You've got to keep in touch with them. And unless you've got just a ton of time on your hands, you're probably not going to be able to pick up the phone and call them all the time.
Yeah.
So having an email drip campaign in place where, you know, even just once a week, you're sending an email out, or every 10 days, something, you know, sending an email out to your clients or your prospects or your referral partners. You got to put a little bit of thought into it so you know what to say in that email. You don't want to just be constantly selling during this time.
Especially now,
Yeah, I mean, nobody just wants to have somebody knocking on their door saying, will you buy this? Will you buy that? Right.
Sure.
So, you know, there's every one of us has something of value that we could pass along to people that we do business with. So find that something of value, whatever it is in your own business, and put it together in an email and do it 2 or 3 times a month just to keep in touch with people. So that's one thing. Another thing that is, and by the way, you can do that for free, right? You can get a program like MailChimp and do it yourself, and it's free.
For sure.
And the other thing that you can do for free is be active on social media. Now, I know there's a lot of business owners out there that almost detest social media, because I've talked to a lot of them, right? But here's the thing, you know, if you think about it right now, platforms like Facebook are at an all-time high for usage.
Crazy,
People are home, right? Now, you don't want to be, again, using those platforms just to sell your stuff all the time.
Of course.
But keeping active, so you should have a business Facebook page. Again, that's free for you to set up as long as you've got a personal page first. It's very easy for you to set up. You can put your logo in on it, your company information, and then just be active. Be active, posting useful information, even if it's just funny or entertaining, just to let people know that you're still out there. Still
going,
Yeah. If you've got a brand new Facebook page, invite your friends to like it, you know, things like that. Now, it's not going to necessarily bring you in a ton of business, but guess what? It keeps people knowing that you're still there, that you're there to help, that your business is still going strong. And when you keep that presence up now, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, even if your business unfortunately had to shut down for a short period of time, keeping in touch with people and making sure they know you're still around is going to make your recovery time faster when you are able to open back up. Yep.
For sure. Awesome. Anything else, Greg, that you can, you know, offer just the people out there, other than your amazing services? You guys do a great job, but anything else that you would say to all the people out there who are mind boggled about this?
Yeah, you know, be willing to try something new. It's okay. It's not going to kill anybody.
Right. And we're all doing it.
We're all doing it.
Unless you're like me, even me, I hated videos, and I started posting maybe a couple weeks before this all went down. And I posted, it was so funny because I had like 2 clients reach out to me and they're like, your video cut off. I'm like, oh no, like so embarrassing, but whatever. I left it up and I just redid it because whatever. It is
Everybody
what it
gets
is. So
it, you know, being personal
we're
is
all
okay.
having to do it.
Yeah. And, you know, I do publish tips on my website on a regular basis, right? So if anybody wants to go to my website, it's onlineprofitstrategy.com.
Perfect.
You can also find me on Facebook, Online Profit Strategy, because anything that I put on my website, I also put it on my Facebook page. So, you know, just in the last few weeks, I've published about 4 or 5 articles with some tips on some things that people could do to kind of keep their business afloat during this time.
Perfect. And I will include all of Greg's contact information in the comments below here too. So you'll have an easy link. So thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate it.
You got it. No problem. Anytime.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you. We'll talk to you soon.
Be safe, everybody.
Thanks.